Applaud you.
Hello. Welcome to day
everybody.
3. Woo!
All right. Welcome to the JVology holiday giveaway. I'm your host, Krista Inikovsky, along with my amazing co-host right over there, Cherise Alexander.
Hello, hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Good. It's a busy time of year. The last couple of days, as I've been meeting with our clients and leading different coaching sessions and in with people, there's just kind of, I don't know if anybody out there is feeling it, but there's a kind of this frantic energy. It's a little bit disheveled, and I think it's just because we're leading up to this time where we want to have the time of peace and the time off. And it's just kind of a bit of a crazy scramble of getting things in and done before we get to take a breather during Christmas break. So
You know,
it resonates with you, but
it's so interesting because it's like such a busy time for family and friends coming over and things like that. But also in business, a lot of people are tying up loose ends and saying, what do we want to get done before the year's over? Which is really amazing because there's kind of like two ways we can approach it now that we're in December. We could either be like, okay, it's December, I'm going to stop now. I'm just going to be done. Or we can be like, let's squeeze out that last few, little bits of productivity or planning or strategy. And I really love seeing how different entrepreneurs kind of are blazing their own trails and making the paths that work for them. But yeah, I completely agree with you. I think going into the next year, there's going to be this calm before the storm, or maybe there won't be a storm next year. And I think a lot of people are just really trying to wrap up this whole situation so we can do something new, which I'm excited about. Like, I'm looking forward to 2022.
I really am too. To me, every year has a theme, and you can set your intention at the beginning of the year, and then the end of the year is a cool time to look back and go, well, what did that this year really mean to me? Anyway, that's work I do and I love to teach. So I think it's really important to just connect inward and go, where am I? What's my vision for the next year? What have I learned from this year? And all of those thoughts coupled with just like you're talking about, Cherise, getting the last things done, making sure you've delivered with your clients and that they're settled to hopefully not bother you over Christmas. That's
to be nice, to be happy and taken care of. Yeah. And I'm excited that you said that because we are going to be talking about your gift first thing tomorrow in day 4, which is going to help everybody do a little bit of what you just said. So I'm not going to give it away now. I'm not going to spoil it. But we're going to talk about that first thing tomorrow of how you actually help people. You can help people with this gift to really start off the new year with some good intentions that help them juice up their year.
Yes, absolutely. And that all of what we're talking about is why Jay at JVology puts this holiday giveaway right here smack in the middle of December, because what we're offering to everybody through our amazing contributors, like we've got Brendan who's going to be coming up next in just a few minutes. They're all giving away gifts that can help each and every one of you in stepping into the new year more powerfully, whether that's in your business, in your health, in your relationships, in your finances. We've got a little something for everyone that you get to pick and choose. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for going to jvolegygiveaway.com. Or, of course, use the affiliate link if one was given to you from one contributor. Use that link to get in and select the gifts that are going to be meaningful to you in your life and helping you to continue to grow and expand.
So speaking of that, today has a theme. Each one of our days has a theme, even though we haven't really been pushing it too hard. The theme for today is health and wellness. So a lot of our contributors are going to be talking about things that have to do with health and wellness. So if that's something that's interesting to you, be sure to watch all the way through the end of this hour. We're going to have back-to-back contributors talking about their gifts. And a lot of their gifts are going to help you with your health and wellness, which I know is a big, important goal for a lot of people, for most people going into a new year, is to take better care of their health. On that note, I would love to bring up our very first contributor who's going to talk about health in maybe a different way than what you've thought of before. So welcome to the stage, Brendan. Let me bring you on up. There you are. Hello.
Hey, Cherise. Hey, Krista. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. Yes. Welcome. I don't think we've met yet, but you're probably like,
No.
these girls are pretty funny because we got to see a little behind the scenes, a little backstage, and we've got a lot going on, and we always like to have a good time. So thanks for joining us. And we're excited for you to be able to share with our audience what you do. So go ahead and share with us.
Great. Yeah. So my name is Brendan Lumgare. Some people call me the sleep guru. But really, I want to show you how to become your own sleep guru, because I believe that the inner messengers that are keeping you awake at night are coming to be resolved by you. You're the only one who can do it. So I work with entrepreneurs, salespeople, busy professionals, using a body, mind, spirit approach to sleep so that they can maximize their productivity the next day. Because as we all know, time is money, but we also know that creativity in solving problems is what we need to do for our clients. So that's what I designed this gift around.
So I appreciate that you were talking about sleep. And here's the part where I said this may be a little bit different from what people have thought of when they think about health and wellness. They probably think of nutrition, exercise, diet, things like that. Can you tell us more about why sleep is important for our overall health? What does it impact?
Yes. So often it used to be that people would think of sleep as one of the 3 pillars of health, kind of holding up the roof of health and immunity. Matthew Walker, in his book, Why We Sleep, he really laid it out. Sleep is the foundation of nutrition and exercise. Without sufficient sleep, your body is not producing enough of the hormone that suppresses your hunger. So people are more apt to be hungry the next day, grab those quick burning energy carbs or other foods like that. And likely, if someone's sleep deprived, they're likely just to skip their workouts. So, instead of hitting their workout goal 3 times a week or whatever that is, they're just kind of like, oh, today's an off day, whatever. I'm just not going to do it. So, yeah, ultimately, it has so much to do with our immunity. Research shows that our immune response, our T cells and B cells will respond to a potential infection a lot more strongly than if someone's sleep deprived. So if someone goes for their flu shot and they're sleep deprived, they'll actually have less of an immune response to that. Likewise, if they actually are exposed to COVID, their immune response will be less.
That's really interesting. I love the way you framed that, because what you were saying is it's not 3 legs on a stool where each one is equal. It's that the sleep becomes the foundation. And if the sleep isn't there, then you're going to be challenged in those other 2 important health pillars, being exercise, nutrition, attention. And we do a lot of work on our attention and moods, and all of that is greatly impacted by the amount of good, restful sleep that one gets.
Which I would love to ask a little bit more about, because you mentioned about how sleep affects our physical body in terms of our willingness to exercise and the effectiveness of our immune system, and also the types of foods we tend to grab when we're tired. What impact, if any, does sleeplessness have on our mental health?
Oh, it's dramatic. It's a chicken and egg scenario. If you go all the way to depression, anxiety, does sleeplessness cause or correlate to depression, anxiety, or is it a symptom of those? They're really a chicken and egg scenario. That's the extreme. When it comes to our productivity, there's actually research showing that tasks if a surgeon is sleep deprived, it'll take them 14% longer to do their surgery. So if you're the boss, if you're the self-employed person doing the work or managing the team, what should take you 8 hours to get done will take 9.5 hours to actually get done. And part of that is rework. A big chunk of that is rework, making 20% more mistakes than if you actually were adequately rested. So forgetting your phone, forgetting your purse, going back to the house for your laptop, not getting that action item done, missing, these details, all that stuff adds up to, 20% more rework in a day. So there's significant actual costs in terms of your time and productivity, let alone your creativity to actually think of new solutions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Krista, you're muted. Go ahead.
I was just gonna, I appreciate you sharing with us all of the reasons why we need sleep. Now, I'd like to kind of pivot the conversation to what can we do to improve that, and at the same time, I'd like you to go ahead and share about your gift. We can talk more, but that way, if we have people just passing through on Facebook, we want to make sure they know what you have to offer as your gift in the giveaway.
Great. Yeah. So I've specifically created this masterclass for the JVology crowd. So it's called Get Sleep Done: How to Optimize Your Sleep to Boost Productivity, Clarity, and Creativity, even if you can't set aside 8 or 9 hours a night for sleep. So this is for the busy people out there. So what you're going to learn in this masterclass is how to optimize the 7 metrics of quantity and quality to get optimal sleep. So what I mean by that is when you hear success podcasts out there, people want to sleep less than the recommended, 7 to 9 hours a night. So in this presentation, I've kind of locked in 7 hours a night for sleep. And how do you boost the other 6 parts of your sleep, the quality of your sleep, in order to allow you to wake up feeling rested, restored, refreshed? You have to focus on quality, because quality makes up 2/3 of your sleep in terms of how refreshed you are in the morning. So this masterclass specifically tells you what to focus on in terms of how much deep sleep you need, how much REM sleep you need, how to optimize your restfulness, your bedtime, and so forth, so that even with 7 hours of sleep as a busy entrepreneur, you can still have rested, refreshed, optimal sleep.
That's a really good point, because I know I've had times when I've had a lot of hours of sleep and I wake up feeling exhausted. And I've had times where I've had only a few hours of sleep and I wake up feeling excited and energized and restored. And it really doesn't have so much to do with the number of hours, but it's absolutely the quality. And I've also found that it has something to do with what I'm going to do the next day. If it's like I'm going to go to a job that drives me crazy and drains all my soul away, then I wake up pretty tired. But if I'm going to Universal Studios Hollywood with my mom and we're going to go on rides all day, then I wake up like, woo, let's get started, no matter how many hours that I've had. So I'm curious if that's a part of, because you talked about kind of the bedtime, I'm guessing like a routine, something that kind of sets the environment for sleep. But I wonder if that has some effect on it too, just like what you're thinking about or how you're thinking about today and tomorrow, if that affects it. But that's just a personal question.
Yeah, well, one of my catchphrases is tomorrow starts tonight. So how do you feel about your sleep tonight? So I know you're excited to go to Universal Studios. How do you feel about going to bed tonight? Or are you in, because a lot of insomnia is due to that same resistance to sleep. So what you described as begrudgingly going to a job or a client that it's not going to be good. How do you enter sleep? How do you transition from daytime doing into bedtime being? So that's going to affect how you transition into sleep, and that's going to affect how you come out the other end. So I'm sure when you went to Disneyland and you went to bed, you're like, oh, okay, I just got to go to sleep. And tomorrow when my eyes open up, I'm going to be at Disneyland. It's going to be awesome. So you looked forward to sleep and you look forward to getting it done, get sleep done. And you went in with a positive feeling, a positive vibration, and a sense of anticipation. So that will help you come out the next day. Yeah. So part of the routine is I've created a 4-step process to help people fall asleep, because there's a misconception that sleep is just a switch. You just close your eyes and you're just going to fall asleep. And probably lots of people listening have a spouse that their head hits the pillow and they fall asleep and you're like, damn you. But for the rest of us, sleep is actually a process. So we need to gear down our body. We need to come out of this fight or flight frenetic mode. We need to soothe our emotions, calm our mind, and actually open our hearts. We need to connect with spirit, because sleep is a spiritual state. It's where we merge with the source of all energy. So that is the missing link that is not talked about, and it's not on any sleep hygiene blog or whatever. As sleep is a spiritual state. So we need to transition into that brainwaves. We need to gear down our brainwaves literally to get into the deep sleep state where we are recharged.
Sleep is a spiritual state. I've never heard that before. Krista, were you going to say something? You're muted, dear. But very passionate in what you're saying, though.
I keep muting because I've got background noise. I don't want to interfere. I'm going to say the exact same thing. I haven't heard it said like that. And yet I agree wholeheartedly. I have a bedtime routine, and to me, it is a spiritual process. I just hadn't really thought about it in those words. And I sleep fantastically, and I look forward to it, and I get into bed, and it's I believe our bodies like routine. And when you can put together a routine of winding down and preparing for that, it just makes for a smoother transition.
That sounds super fun. Like, the more you guys are talking, the more I'm like, bedtime routine, you say. So I may try something like that, and I'm definitely going to get your gift. I'm going to get, because I could definitely work on, I've never thought about transitioning into sleep ever. So this is going to be a brand new world for me. If you know that you are struggling with sleep, even if it's just because of the holiday madness, definitely get your hands on Brendan's gift. Head on over to JVologyGiveaway.com. The link is down in the comment section, wherever you're watching this video. So go to JVologyGiveaway.com, grab Brendan's gift, get the masterclass, start working on having great sleep tonight. Brendan, thank you so much for coming. Before we let you go and go to our next contributor, we'd love to ask a fun question for the community to get to know you a little bit better. So can we ask you a fun question?
Go for it.
Okay, your question is, a genie grants you 3 wishes. What is your first wish?
Oh.
No wrong answers.
Peace.
World peace. Krista, you called it.
Inner and outer peace. Inner peace is the only way outer peace will happen. It's the only way. And it's just each individual, just one person.
And I think that could start, we could all get a little closer if everyone had a good night's sleep night after night. That's a perfect step in the right direction.
Well, Brendan, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for sharing about your gift. We're going to move to our next contributor, but we wanted to say have a great rest of your day and a great holiday season.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. And like you said, the winter solstice is coming. It's the perfect time to get into sleep. Now's the time of year to go with the cycle of rest.
Hibernation. Get in the mode for good sleep. Bye.
Yeah. Okay, take care. Bye.
That looked amazing.
That's amazing. It looked amazing. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to be roommates.
I know.
We're actually going there with an amazing group of JVology members. It is an event that is probably my favorite event that JVology does, called the Summit. It is an in-person 3-day live experience. It happens in different places.
Which is not like a summit, right? It's not like an online summit.
That's right. It is not the same thing as a bunch of people on Zoom. This is a summit as in where you climb the mountain and you achieve summit. That is how this event got its name years ago, before online summits were even a thing. And it is a live in-person experience of about 25 to 30 amazing people. And coming up in 2022, we're going to be in that beautiful resort that was just shown in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. And very, very excited for the amazing people who will be joining us there.
Yes, and speaking of amazing people, we have our very next amazing contributor ready backstage. We're going to bring her up on stage. Hello and welcome, Ranelle.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Great
How
to
are
see
you?
again.
Thank you. I'm just really excited about my part in the giveaway. I've created something that I think is really awesome, and I hope that a lot of people register and get it.
Yeah, I'm
Love
so excited. This is your
We'll
first
help
time.
you know what to get.
Yeah, this is your first time in the giveaway, which I'm so excited about. I know you've been thinking about doing the giveaway for a bit, but you've actually joined us. You've made it. I'm so excited. Before we talk about what your gift is and who it's for and how people can get the most out of it, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? What's your zone of genius?
Okay, my zone of genius that I'm supporting people in right now is as a health and wellness coach. I took control of my own type 2 diabetes because the medical establishment, as good as they are at certain things, there are places where there are lapses. Probably a lot of people know that that physicians aren't taught nutrition in school. So when I needed assistance with nutrition, I saw a nutritionist. And anyway, I thought, well, let me help other people based on my own journey, not just with regard to blood sugar and associated weight issues, but just in general. How can I help people get to whatever their next level is? Not just the next steps, but the next level. And so that's why I refer to what I do as attainable transformation, because I believe that everyone can get to whatever their chosen next level is. And my gift will actually help them.
Well, on that note, is
Let's
that what
see
you're going
it.
to say, Krista? Yeah. Great minds. Yeah, on that note, let's look at your gift. Tell us more about what it is and who it's for.
Well, at this time of year, we think about giving gifts for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. And we also think about, oh, New Year's coming, let me make some New Year's resolutions. But typically, New Year's resolutions don't work. You can see it very easily. You go to the gym, all the equipment is full, the classes are full, maybe the first 2 weeks of the year, and then things start to taper off. And from the research that I've done online, typically by the end of January, about 60% of people aren't even trying to follow through anymore. And so it can be really disheartening for people to have all these wonderful thoughts and goals about, what do I want to get done this year, and then just feel disillusioned by it. So my gift, it's called No More New Year's Resolutions, is based on a 5-step plan that anyone can apply. The guidebook that I'm providing in the giveaway also has questions at the end of each step, so people can write down what their answers are, and they can use the guide over and over again during the year to keep them going, not just for the month of January, but for the whole year.
I think that's so important. Some of my work, I'm all about having a vision and intention and getting that. That's just the beginning. To actually accomplish what you want, it's being able to track it, to see the process, and to have accountability throughout. And so your gift sounds like it will really help do that, help you stay accountable to what you say that you want until you accomplish it. And that's the key. So thank you so much for putting that together.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to people working with it, because it's a new product that I created just for this giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
Which is super exciting. I think what's a little bit different, or what it sounds like to me, is instead of helping with New Year's resolutions, you're really helping people with their goals. right? Instead of just saying, I promise I'm going to work out every single day, and I'm not really going to do that. Instead, it's like, my goal is to be healthier, and this gift will help me reach that goal, in whatever specifics that I'm breaking down with, which is super helpful.
Yeah, and I actually try to avoid using the word goal whenever possible, because in my mind, a goal is something that we're always going after, yet never quite getting to. And then when we fulfill our goals, when we get the results that we want, then we have to pick a new goal. So I just look at it language wise in terms of results and outcomes.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, what word do you use instead of goal?
Yeah, results, outcomes,
Okay.
achievements.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I personally love the word goal for the exact reasons you just said. You like results and outcomes, because I'm the kind of person, and it's definitely a personality thing, but I'm the kind of person who likes to kind of, like we were just talking about, summiting a mountain. I'm a rock climber, and I love seeing like how far I've climbed. And so I set those as like milestones of like, wow, I used to be right there, and now I've climbed to here, and it feels really good to look back and see what has been accomplished. So I personally love that word, but I can appreciate that might not have the same connotation for everybody. And I would say the same thing for words like exercise, which is something we're going to talk about a lot today because this is Health and Wellness Day, right? That's something that Jay says a lot. He's like, don't use the word exercise, because a lot of people have a negative connotation with the word exercise, even though it may just mean a practice, right? But that word itself has like some charge around it that makes people go like, I don't want anything to do with that, which I find incredibly fascinating.
Well, one of the steps is actually step 5 in the guide that directly relates to what you said about rock climbing and seeing, oh, I've come this far, I've come this far. My step 5 is celebrate even the tiny wins.
Yes.
Because we always want people to recognize that they are making progress, because if they look at what their end result is, they might be far away from there, but they can see, oh, every day I'm inching a little bit closer. And I want to acknowledge myself for that, so that I can continue to have that positive outlook and take the next step the next day.
That's a great way to do it. Well, very good. Let's take one more look at your gift, get a little recap on who it's for. Do you want to just give us a quick, we're kind of recapping, circle it all back again?
Because the majority of people who are signing up for the giveaway typically are small business owners, I have them in mind when I'm doing this, because I'm looking, first of all, I look at health from a whole person perspective, not just, my physical health, but also mental, spiritual, emotional. And so in terms of looking at people in their business moving forward, well, what's your health as a person? What's your health as it relates to your business? How is your business healthy or not healthy? And, how can we make that all work together? Because you can't really separate everything, especially for those of us who are entrepreneurs.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is really helpful. I appreciate you sharing and coming up with such a great gift that everyone out there, I know that we're a goal-oriented group, that we're about growth, we're about expansion. So take advantage of Ronelle's gift. And Charisse, are you ready for that question?
I am ready. So yes, head on over to JVologyGiveaway.com to get your hands on Ronelle's gift. That's going to help you not with just New Year's resolutions, but with everything you want to accomplish for all of 2022. In the meantime, Ronelle, we want to ask you a fun question to help the community get to know you just a little bit better. So our question for you is, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Oh, definitely a cat person. Have had cats pretty much all my life. My husband and I have 3 black cats right now.
Oh, how sweet. Well,
and I've warmed up to dogs over the years. It always used to be that dogs liked me, but I didn't necessarily like them. But I've definitely warmed up to dogs. It's just that cats are so much easier to take care of.
So true. So true. Well, Ronelle, it was a pleasure having you on. Happy holidays to you. And thanks for contributing.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye, Ronelle.
Bye-bye.
So Charisse, my sister called me this morning, and she's been following the summer and holiday giveaways for a couple years because I've been doing these. We both have for quite some time. And she's like, all right, Krista, what are the gifts we have this time? What do I need to go through? And it was really cool because we sat down together, well, remote, but together, going through, and Kathy's looking for like, what's interesting to her. She's thinking with health and wellness. She has a son who's in chiropractic school. She's like, all right, well, what does Drew need? Because he's going to be opening a practice soon. And she has another son in college who's doing sales and business. Like, well, what does Trevor need? And it's just so neat when you really can just think about the people that are close around you, that there's a lot of different opportunities available with these free gifts that can help in a variety of different ways. So I thought
that's really cool.
What we end up doing each time.
Your sister's giving the gifts from the holiday, like from the holiday giveaway, to her loved ones. Like it's another layer of gift giving during this season, which is really cool. I never thought about that before. I love that.
Yep. That is good stuff. Good stuff there. Well, great. Are we ready to bring on Rachel, who is coming up next? Rachel. There she is.
Hello and welcome to the JVology holiday giveaway. Woo!
Welcome. Well, tell our audience what you do, please, and who you are.
My name is Rachel S. Heslin. My company is The Fullness of Your Power, and I love helping people learn how to embrace all parts of their true selves so that they can live really amazing lives. We spend so much time trying to live up to everyone else's expectations that we forget that who we are matters because of who we are. We're the only us that there is. That sounds a little strange, but I think you get what I'm trying to say.
I think I've got it. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's an important reminder, a message. And again, I think it's another thing that ties into the holiday season of being, who are you? What, bring it all back, bring it all home to who you are, what's important, because we have to be the best version of ourselves before we can give that to others.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about how you kind of got into this work. And then also I'd love to hear a little bit about your favorite type of clients or customers to work with.
Well, I got into this work because my dad's a clinical psychologist, and he would come home when I was a kid, and yeah, he'd practice on me because that's kind of what they do, but he would also teach me what he was learning. So I have been fascinated by why do people do the things they do for my entire life. I mean, I was introduced to neurolinguistic programming when I was 9. So it's kind of built up how I look at the world. How I got into this as a business is I was watching myself. Why did I do the things that I did? And there were a lot of times I would watch myself do things and go, oh, wow, that seemed like a good idea at the time, but I wish I hadn't done that. So as I go through experiencing these challenges and figuring out, well, what do I learn from this? How do I move forward? I realized that if something helped me get through a difficult time, then there's a good chance that I can help others as well. And it is so fulfilling to be able to help people find new ways of approaching their lives. I don't fix anyone. I don't make anyone do anything. I don't even change anyone. But what I do is hold up a mirror so that they can see their own innate value, the resources that they don't even know they have, and who they are so that they can step into their own brilliance.
That's beautifully put. And I did ask to hear more about your perfect, like ideal clients or customers, but actually I would love to hear about your gift first and then who that gift is for. So tell us a little bit about the gift that you have for this giveaway.
My gift is a walking meditation. And this is the perfect example of something that I needed to do for myself. I love meditations. I love guided meditations, but so many of them seem focused on you're supposed to sit still and you're supposed to let your thoughts drift away or whatever it is. And I like to move. I'm one of those people who wants to be getting up, get the blood moving, the different parts of the body. So I created a meditation that's an embodiment meditation designed to help you reconnect with the physical aspects of yourself. And by doing so, it kind of gets you off the hamster wheel in the head and lets you be more present now. As for who it's anyone who has problems with being present now, which I think is an awful lot of us. It's especially for people who find that the sitting still and just paying attention to their breath or letting their thoughts go, if that doesn't really resonate with them and they too like moving around and have that movement be part of the meditation.
I think that's a really good point because Chris, you probably have a meditation practice that you're amazing at. I do not. And I struggle with that whole sit still and focus on my breathing also. I can focus on about 2 or 3 breaths before I'm just like la 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 la. You know, I'm just not into it. So this meditation sounds a bit to me like my understanding of mindfulness, right? It's more than quieting your mind. It's just purposefully setting your focus on something else besides all the thoughts that are keep continuously going.
Exactly. Different types of meditation both support different types of people and the way they interact with the world, and they also serve different purposes. Becoming more aware of your body and your environment is mindfulness. It's interesting because they call it being mindful, but it's actually getting out of your head and into the
Be
present moment.
mindless.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's ironic.
Mindlessness.
But I feel like that would have less traction, right? Like, buy my course on being mindless. People are going to be like,
yeah.
I feel like I already mastered that. Well, that's amazing. Go ahead, Krista. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that a walking meditation is a beautiful, almost like a bridge for people that have a hard time getting their mind still, which sounds like maybe you, Charisse, as you were describing. And instead of having to sit and do it, doing a walking meditation could be just what you're looking for. That might be the thing that really resonates. So it's wonderful that Rachel has provided this as a gift for everyone here to use and play and explore with. And then I'll just encourage everyone, it's not, if you're not already doing it, chances are you don't do the first one and be like, that was amazing, because we have to train our minds just like we trained our bodies. If we're just going to start, I'm going to start running 5Ks. Like day one, your body's like, oh no, you're not. We're going to run the block and that's it. So you take these in small incremental steps, but stick with it. And then it'll get to the point of like, oh, this does feel so good.
Yeah. It really, the more you do it, the easier it gets, because it's just a different way of experiencing life.
Well, on that note, I want to say thank you so much, Rachel, for coming, and grab Rachel's gift. Head on over to JVologyGiveaway.com. The link is in the comment section for you to get your hands on Rachel's walking meditation gift, and also lots of other gifts for your health and wellness and your business and your life. Rachel, before we let you go and bring on our next contributor, we'd love to ask a fun question to help the community get to know you better. So are you ready for your fun question?
Oh, certainly.
Your question is, if aliens landed on the Earth tomorrow, would you go with them or would you stay here?
I'd want to talk with them because I'd be really curious, but I'm having too much fun here.
Nice. No wrong answers, by the way. So
yeah, I think about it, but it's like people are so fascinating in and of themselves. I mean, I'm busy.
The funny thing with that is we all have a different image that comes into mind when we think of an alien landing on Earth. And I think the range of, are they friendly? Are they funny? Are they really scary? Like that's going to determine whether we're going with or running like
Yeah.
mad in the other direction.
That's a very good point, which is not specified in the question.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to be pen pals if they want to like hang out, but I don't want to go with them.
Oh,
All right.
perfect.
Well, thank you so much, Rachel Heslin, for providing such an amazing gift. That's with a walking meditation. We'll see you next time, and enjoy the happy holidays.
You too.
Thanks.
Alien
That's the
technology,
fun of
right?
these questions is there's a lot of room for interpretation,
Mhm.
and it's whatever's going on, the internal story that really determines what people are thinking.
100%, which is so interesting, right? It's like, yeah, I love that. This is fun. I love the fun question. Speaking of fun, we have a long time community member coming up as our very next contributor guest, and we want to bring her up on stage and say hello and welcome, Tiffany.
Hi. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
So nice to see you again. You always add some loveliness and grace to our giveaway with your beautiful gifts.
Thank you.
Well,
It's
tell
great
our
to be
audience
with
what you
you.
do and what's going on with you.
Gosh, I just finished my 12 days of Christmas, which was really fun because I have a huge library of online products and healing meditations and healing audios and so I gave a whole bunch of gifts away for the last 12 days. So a little bit about me for those of you who are new. I'm a blind spot healer. I see and heal what is in your subconscious that's blocking you from health and vitality and prosperity and abundance and more loving, fulfilling relationships. And I've been doing this and getting paid since I was 8 years old and teaching transformation workshops for 25 years. It's playing in the JV game for, gosh, at least 7 years proactively, and longer before that. So this has been a fun journey for me.
Now, we really love having you around. You have a calming, beautiful energy and really invite that other people to open up and step into what's possible for them. And you help them do that by revealing the things that we can't see within ourselves. I believe no matter how wise, how much education, how much one knows, we can't do our own work without some help and guidance. And you are really great at helping people step into that next space of possibility.
And speaking of that kind of guidance to do that inner work, tell us a little bit about your gift.
For my gift, I created this money magnet program a while ago where I was doing 20 minutes of prosperity healings over 20 days, and every single so like day one is all.
Can you say that one more time? You froze a little bit.
Oh, sure.
So you said healings and then nothing.
Okay. So I created 20-minute prosperity healings that I offer over 20 days, and every day is a fresh new topic. So day one is all about receiving and releasing your blocks to receiving. I think receiving is such an important element of life and of prosperity and of blessings. Like if we don't have our receiving muscles nice and strong and being open and receptive to all the bounty that the universe has for us, then, we're missing out on many, many opportunities. And so every single day has a different element of prosperity that has been previously blocking you.
An element of prosperity that has been blocking you. So something that has been blocking you from prosperity.
Exactly.
Like
so your lack of worthiness and feeling undeserving, like there's days that cover that. Stepping into archetypes that help you to be more prosperous and open and receptive. Releasing inner child wounds. Working with your money space and expanding your money space and even being aware that you have a money space. Like those are some examples of some of the daily topics in healing. And some people who've done this say within even the first few days, they got a raise, they got some extra income or a gift or something that was unexpected. And some people listen to it multiple times and just go deeper and deeper. And
I
it's
love
fun.
This is fantastic. Are they audios, videos?
Audios.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you sit and receive? Or are you taking notes? How do you how is it an
Sit
active
and
process?
receive. Yeah,
Okay.
actively receive, because healing's happening throughout the whole thing. There might be some topic information, but it's also all about like healing and letting go of what doesn't serve and stepping into that empowering part of you that can be open and receptive to prosperity. And I recorded this a long time ago, but everyone still loves it, so I still offer it because it's golden.
That's beautiful. What I like about this, and again, it goes back to you being a blind spot healer, is we don't understand, recognize what it is that's holding us back. It's so far hidden, we don't see it. And if you just do a general clear everything, you're like, okay. However, what this is doing is you're bringing a particular topic each and every day. So even if it's something that we don't really know is an issue or a problem or in our way or haven't even thought about it, it gets to be the attention for that particular meditation and let that one go. And I can really see how that could be very, very powerful.
Yeah, to illuminate those things that you didn't even know were in your way, and then not only put the spotlight on it, but release it and make space for greater money, prosperity, vitality, blessings to pour in. And the cool thing is that when we clear these deeper core wounds of like not feeling loved, not feeling seen, not feeling heard, not feeling understood, which directly affects your ability to be prosperous, those kinds of inner wounds, when those get cleared, it also affects your love life. It affects your health. It affects your spiritual connection. And so that's like the bonus. You might be coming in because you want more prosperity, but it actually ends up helping you in multiple areas of your life.
Yeah, I love that. Very good. Let's take one more peek at the gift itself so people know where to go. Is it in that health and wellness or mindfulness? Do you know, Sharice, in health and wellness?
This should be,
In the
it should
money.
be, you know what?
And money. All right, everyone's gonna have to go search and find it.
Yeah.
Tiffany
Yeah.
Cano, and that it's going to be worth the look. And make sure you get signed up for the Money Magnet program and see what sort of energetic new openings come for you.
And so go to JVologyGiveaway.com to get your hands on Tiffany's gift. And the link is in the comment section. Also, we love to ask a fun question just to get to know you a little bit, for the community to get to know you a little bit better. So are you ready for your fun question?
Maybe.
Guess we'll find out.
I guess it depends on what the question is, but go for it.
If you could be an animal, real or supernatural, what would you
Unicorn.
be? See? Easy.
I actually used to have a spirit guide when I was a kid that was a unicorn Pegasus that would like take me in the inner worlds, and his name was Skittles. He had like glistening white, coat with like this rainbow prism mane and tail, and I would be like Skittles.
Nice. There we go. Not only do you have your animal, but your animal has a name, which I love. I love that. So thank you so much, Tiffany. Thanks for joining us. You can find Tiffany's gift at JVologyGiveaway.com. Tiffany, we hope that you have a great rest of your day and a great holiday season.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So not
Skittles
least, Skittles yet. It sounds so fun and delicious. So last but not least, we have a longtime super active community member who also, it's a little bit of a departure. We've been talking about a lot of health and wellness stuff today, and the category she's in is business development. However, there's a huge health component to what she does. So this is going to be a really fascinating gift that we're going to talk about. We want to bring up to the stage and welcome Anne Gordon. Hello.
Hey, everybody. Great to see you, Charisse and Krista and Tiffany. I love Tiffany. I have had sessions from her. I've taken some of her courses. She's amazing. So just get her gift.
Yes.
Definitely.
And also, Anne, you know, I know that you had some eye issues going on today, but I have to say you look perfectly fine.
Well, good. I was trying to text. I went to the eye doctor today and everything's all good. And they dilated my eyes. So I can't read anything. Text is like, I can't. And if the cop stopped me, he'd think I was stoned out of my mind because my eyes are like, I can talk and I can think.
You look totally fine. So no worries on that. So Anne, just for the people who, don't know you, can you let us know a little bit about you and what you do? What is your zone of genius?
Sure. So just like Tiffany has a spirit guide unicorn, I have, yeah, you like that? I have dolphins and whales as my personal spirit guide, soul family, and I run whale and dolphin wisdom retreats. And so I've been doing that since 2007 and have learned how to lead successful, profitable retreats and facilitate retreats for others. So about 4 years ago, I thought, well, actually, what I know about leading retreats can be applied to any kind of retreat that has nothing to do with whales or dolphins. That's my particular flavor. But if you're doing a yoga retreat in Bali or an Italian cooking retreat in Tuscany or a raw food retreat in Costa Rica, what I have created in a retreat success system will help get you set up to lead your own profitable, successful retreats. And using my system, I can pretty much guarantee you follow it, you will make 5 figures on every single retreat you lead. At least.
That is a powerful promise, not guarantee. That is a powerful thing that is possible. Yes. And I would love to hear a little bit more, because I know this ties directly into your gift. So I'd love to hear about your gift. And also just a little bit while you're talking about it, the work that goes behind putting on a retreat, because I think if you've never done a retreat before, you have no idea of how easy or hard it may be, of how much time it may take. So I'd love to hear more about your gift and maybe some of those common myths about retreats.
Yeah, great question, Charisse. And this is so weird because everything is blurry.
You're underwater.
That's it. We're underwater. So for my gift is a Create Your Dream Retreat Planning Guide. This is a guide that I have created using everything I've learned over the last 14, 15 years of leading retreats that will take you step by step by step. It's almost like a workbook that you can work through that will take you, because creating the retreat is the hardest part. It's the most labor intensive. It's not like just, hey, I just want to lead a retreat and invite people. Wait a minute. There's some planning that needs to be done. So the very first thing everybody should do is, what is your goal for leading a retreat? What is the takeaway you want your participants to walk away with? What is the benefit? What is the vision? Once you have that, then it's really easy to choose your location. Because think about it, if you're doing an Italian cooking retreat, you're not going to go to Costa Rica. It's not aligned, because you may not even be able to get the ingredients you need for Italian cooking in Costa Rica, as great as a beautiful place that is. So then you choose your venue. Do you want, say, if you're doing a couples reconnection intimacy retreat, you don't want to go to a big all-inclusive giant resort like Atlantis in the Bahamas. That's a party atmosphere. That's, it's too much. You want something quiet and intimate. So it inspires people to open up and connect to each other. So all of those pieces align with your vision and your goal for the retreat. Then it's really easy. It's kind of obvious to pick what activities, what tours, the venue, the location, and so on.
Wow, such great advice. I mean, you really we're talking about alignment here. It's making
Yes.
sure that the event location, the retreat itself, the experience, that all of the pieces come together to fulfill the intention that you have as an event leader.
Yeah, exactly, Krista, because, and here's the trick. If you know how it aligns as the retreat leader, that's the important part. Your clients don't have to know right away, as long as you know. So for example, if you're doing an abundance mastery retreat or, money management, you could take them out on a whale watching trip. And you may go, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't align at all. But as the retreat leader, you would know that whales, being the largest creatures on Earth, eating the smallest, and you never see a skinny whale.
Abundance.
Abundance. They're just literally the largest animals that have ever lived on this planet. And they just survive very easily. And science has proven that the more whales that are eating fish, the more fish in the ocean there are, not less. So you could do a whole teaching on how whales represent abundance, how they live in the flow. They don't freak out. They don't, they don't hoard the fish. You could do a whole teaching on that. So as long as you know how it aligns, that's the important part. And then you use that as a teaching point.
I love that. That is just, it opens up, it's this, and well, I'm jumping here, experiences.
Right.
Experiences are what make an impact. And
Exactly.
you guide people in thoughtfully creating experiences and how that ties into the message they want to do. And that's something people will remember forever.
Right.
Way more than just sitting in a conference room and learning something.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And that brings up a good point, Krista, and getting back to Charisse, your question about what common mistakes that people make is that new retreat leaders tend to pack their retreat full of activities, going from one to the next, to the next, to the next, thinking that the participants won't feel like they got their money's worth if they're not full of activities and content. As coaches, we tend to over deliver on content anyway. We have that tendency, but really the magic on a retreat happens in the quiet times, in the free time. I mean, how many aha moments do you get in the shower? Not when you're working on your computer or taking in content, but if you go for a walk, if you're journaling, if you're having a quiet conversation with one of the other participants. So always build in time for that magic to happen in free time. So you want your people to come home from your retreat refreshed, rejuvenated, and relaxed. Not like they need to take a vacation to relax from the trip, the retreat. You want them to come home with that inspiration.
You're tying it all in. I love that. So everyone out there watching, you want you to go and find Ann Gordon's gift. It is at JVologyGiveaway.com. Create your dream retreat planning guide. And boy, it just has your conversation already, Ann, has me inspired to plan the next outing, the next event, and get out there and experience the world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really a magical experience. And I have seen so many powerful transformations in the lives of my clients, even before I knew that was the goal of the retreat. For my very first retreat, I watched how beautifully, gently emotions and limiting beliefs were just released just by the envelope that I created in the retreat.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And before we let you go, we want to ask a fun question to help the community get to know you a little bit better. So are you ready for your fun question?
Well, if you're going to ask me about my favorite animal, that's easy.
I'm not going to ask that one. Everyone gets a different question.
A no-brainer for me.
Yeah. So your question is, if you had a time machine, would you go into the past or the future, and why?
Ooh. I think I would go into a future that I think many of us envision, not because of I want all this fancy technology, which many people think. And I don't want George Jetson. I want a future where disrespect, greed, and fear no longer exist. Where it's a loving, respectful, peaceful society where we just work together in harmony with all of life, not just humans, but all life on the planet. That's the future I want to see.
That's beautiful. And I love the Jetsons. So that's a beautiful picture of what could be possible for mankind and for the planet. So thank you so much, Anne, for coming and sharing your gift with us. Head on over, if you are watching, head on over to jvolgygiveaway.com to get your hands on Anne's gift and lots of other incredible gifts for your business and your life. And thanks so much for joining us. We hope you have a great rest of your day and a great holiday season.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me. Always great to play with you too.
Thank you. All right. And there we have it. A third day of the JVology holiday giveaway in the books. So nice to be able to feature such great people sharing their gifts. So if you haven't already, now's your chance. Jump on over to jvolgygiveaway.com. Select the ones that you want. Remember, you're only going to get the ones that you choose so that you have the power to get what you want. And it's okay to pass on the ones that you don't.
That's right. And tomorrow we're going to be heading into day 4. We are officially at the halfway point of our giveaway experience. So tomorrow we're going to be starting with day 4, and we're actually going to start with Krista's gift right away. So if you've been wondering, what is this gift she's kind of been hinting at all day about her work? We're going to answer that question, same place, same time tomorrow. So on that note, we will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.